Hi, Savvy Parents. This is Dr. Tanisha Burke here again with you, helping you to create healthy families while building generational success. Today, I just want to ask you a question about how you support your children. And the question is, do you have a secret code for your child? And you might be wondering what I mean by that. Now, as our children get older, and go off to middle school, high school, and so on, they will have more time to spend with friends. So what happens is that they spend less time with us and they are requesting to spend more time with their friends. Now, as many of us as parents, we have adequately prepared our children to be confident, to speak up for themselves, to differentiate between right and wrong, and to make the correct decision. However, sometimes we forget that our children are still children, and sometimes they may find themselves in situations where their confidence level is not that great for whatever reason, and so they can't get themselves out of a jam. Now, that's when they're with friends. Also, even parents with younger children, you might be out in public with your children. Uh, you might be among friends and colleagues or family members, and there's something there that's going on with your child, that is overwhelming for them, and they want to reach out to you, but they don't want to necessarily come out clearly and say, for example, I am scared of this person, or I am uncomfortable about where we are. And so to say that may alert the other persons, the other adults or children around them that they are uncomfortable. As it relates to older children, as I mentioned, they might find themselves in situations with their peers that they're extremely uncomfortable about, but for whatever reason, they can't speak up. And this is where the secret code comes in. I am of the belief that every single parent must have a secret code with their child. It means this secret code, whenever there is any form of distress that your children may be experiencing, whether it's with you in a public setting, family setting, or wherever, or they're older enough to be with their friends, that code should be there to immediately alert you that something is off, okay? So for example, let me think of an example for a code. Okay, a simple thing as Nana is visiting, so grandma is visiting. So some countries may say Nana. So your secret code could be, for younger children, as an example, Nana is visiting, or I miss Nana, okay? Now, take, for example, you're in a crowded environment with your child. Your child may not feel comfortable to say, I am scared of this particular person. And so they keep it to themselves, because if they should express it verbally, the other person may hear, or persons around them may hear, and they may not be comfortable with that. But they might just tug at you and say, is Nana visiting, or Nana is visiting? Immediately upon hearing that, you might realize, or it signals to you that your child is in distress. And so what is happening in that environment, you need to take your child out of it. Now, this is so critical for parents with teenagers. So for example, you've done a phenomenal job of teaching your children not to do drugs, not to do underage drinking, all of that. You've done the work. Your child knows your values. They've accepted your values as their own, but they're among friends who may be pressuring them to engage in, say, drinking. And they don't want to necessarily say, no, that's not for me. Okay? They can send you a text message to say, is Nana visiting? Instantly, when you get that text message on your phone, you can then call them They can hang up the phone and say, guys, I've got to go. My mom needs me or my dad needs me to be home right now. Or it could be a situation where, say, for example, a friend is inviting them for a sleepover and they're really not in the mood to do it. And they don't really want to go through that process of debating and the pressure from the friends. When you get a text message to say Nana is visiting, your child can then say, for example, Mark wants me to sleep over. Because you've gotten that alert message, you can say, tell them the answer is no, to help your children out. Now, yes, our children should be able to stand firmly in who they are. But remember, parents, they're still growing. They're still learning from their experiences. And sometimes they just, because of the pressure, they do not have the opportunity to speak up for themselves in that particular moment. So we can help them out by having a passcode, a secret code to say, hey, for example, Nana is visiting. The minute you say that, you see that, depending on the situation, you may need to call your child immediately, or you may need to go pick up your child immediately wherever they are. So even young children, if you are somewhere and they're feeling overwhelmed based on what is happening in their environment, and they tug at you and say, Nana is visiting, you can say, okay, sweetheart, and leave. It's really important that as parents, we show up for our children in times of distress, because it shows them, it gives them a sense of secure attachment, which indicates to them that no matter what happens in this world, I have these adults, my parents, who show up for me whenever I'm in distress. So I'm going to feel secure within myself, and I'm going to feel secure within my relationship. Now, when we as parents are not consistent with that, children oftentimes don't want to rely on us so much, and then sometimes they get themselves in situations that they can't handle. So parents, I strongly recommend that you have a secret code with your child and say to them, anytime you're feeling pressured, anytime you're feeling uncomfortable, anytime you want to remove yourself from a particular situation and you're unable to do it, text mommy or daddy, call us, or if we're in the same environment with you, say this passcode and immediately we will know what to do. So I hope this tip has been helpful for you. If you find it as a very important or beneficial tip, please make sure you share, comment, make a comment, or like this post. If you have parents in your group, in your family, be sure as well to share this tip with them so that they can also implement it with their children. So like, comment, or share. And don't forget, in the description section of this video, I have a freebie for all you parents. If you want to have interactions with your children that involves more cooperation instead of resistance, then you can download my 10 cooperation tools that you can use immediately in your relationship with your child. All right, so take care and goodbye for now. Remember, get your secret code.